Hey beloved, welcome to your coffee chat and yoga mat pep talk. I'm so excited you're here. I am filming this on my iPhone, so I'm not going to see your comments now, but I'd love to look at it later and follow up with you. My name is Cortney Loui. I'm the founder behind Coffee Chats and Yoga Mats, where we're all about living intentionally with passion and purpose as God's beloved. I don't know about you, but I get so excited about that idea. And quite frankly, I'm not perfect at it. I struggle with living intentionally, which is a big reason I started writing about that, because I know I need help with it and I can't imagine I'm the only one. So again, I'm so excited that you're here today. Today we're digging into the idea of beloved strong. So basically the idea is we're gonna do some yoga. You're gonna enjoy your favorite beverage, taking a few moments to savor, and we'll talk about a big idea that's related to living intentionally with passion and purpose as God's beloved. So, are you ready? Here's the basic rundown. If you don't have it ready, let's get you set up. So make sure you have a space to sit down and stretch out. We'll do a little bit of planking, so big flat push-up. Feel free to grab a beverage, your favorite beverage at the moment. It doesn't have to be coffee. I know I'm drinking sweet tea right now. It can change depending on the day. Isn't it life? And ideally closed, you can do a little stretching it. You're not gonna be putting your leg behind your head today, congratulations, but who knows, maybe another day. Just enough to be able to bend and move and not feel uncomfortable, because that's not fun. So let's start with some big deep breaths. Pretty easy, right? So we're gonna sit up nice and tall. You can always crisscross your legs. If that doesn't feel as comfortable for you, just move your legs in a position that feels good for you. Because you always wanna modify, do what works best for your body. I'm cool, but I don't know your body. So be kind to your body. And we'll start with a few big deep breaths. Since we're talking about being God's beloved, let's go move our hands into the prayer position. And I'm gonna stop trying to talk so fast, my gosh. So rolling your shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall. I like to imagine there's a golden string pulling right up my spine, nice and long, rolling your shoulders back. And this is the easy part, just breathe. So as you inhale, I like to imagine, you can keep your hands together, that I have a sponge in my stomach and I'm filling it with air. And then as I exhale, I'm squeezing it out, much like you're squeezing out water. So let's take about 5 big deep breaths there. You can always close your eyes. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's do a bonus breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Doesn't that feel so good? I don't know about you, I love yoga, I love Pilates, and I forget to just breathe in my day-to-day. So thanks for breathing with me. You can take a moment, feel free to sip your beverage if you want. If you don't have a beverage, we can just stare at each other. So basically I want to share with you my big idea for today about what it can mean to be beloved strong is that all of your strengths have come from God. Big surprise, right? He gave them to you to use them, to grow them, to enjoy them, and to glorify Him. And the big nutshell is you don't need to be ashamed about using your gifts. Rather, it's an opportunity to partner with God, to glorify Him, and live your life intentionally with passion and purpose as someone who is crazy loved by the Creator of the universe. We'll dig more into that, but hopefully you got your sipping in, feeling good. And by the way, I will share the replay afterward in case I spoke a little too quickly or you want to catch up and need another reminder again about all the good, you are beloved. You can't be beloved strong. So let's go ahead and we're going to move on to our hands and knees. We'll do some wrist stretches. Like I said, we'll do some planks or push-ups so that way you're a little bit more prepared. So knees are hip width apart, hands are shoulder width apart. We're going to rotate one hand back, just rotating so your fingertips are pointing toward your knees. There, excellent. I think you can see me. Yeah, okay. So just gently leaning back as far as your body comfortably lets you go. I like to imagine there's a nail, I know it sounds really violent, staking your wrist bone in the ground. If it's ever too much for you, you can always turn your hands sideways. That's okay too. But breathing in and breathing out. And let's get one more big deep breath here. And we're gonna gently release and just shake it out, pretty easy. Like I said, you can always modify and do your hands sideways if that works better. So let's go and do the other hand, rotating it around, fingertips gently pointing back toward your knee, planting your hand on the ground. If you're pretty loose, maybe you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna stretch so far back. I'm not right now, and you may not be either, and that's okay. But just breathing in and breathing out, you're lengthening your body. Breathing in and breathing out. It's so easy to forget to breathe, right? And gently release. And again, you can always shake it off. You need a little movement. Let's do a little cat-cow. And don't worry, we're going to do more pep talking. So again, hands are shoulder apart. If you haven't done cat-cow before, you're basically, when you inhale, you'll move into a cow shape. So you'll dip your tummy down toward the ground. Your bum pokes up and your chin points up toward the sky. And then when you're ready, you will exhale. Exhale, rounding out your back like you're a cat waking up from your nap. You're rounding up your back, tucking your belly button in toward your spine. And release. Let's do it 3 more times. Inhale. And exhale, just rounding up. You can feel that warmth right along your back. You're moving to that cow shape, gently tucking your chin toward your chest. And 2 more times. Breathing in. And exhale, rounding up. Tucking your tummy in. And let's do 1 more. My apologies, I get a little excited about doing this. So if you're getting a few bonus ones, you're welcome. And let's go ahead and exhale, rounding up. And release. Let's do a little bounce in the cat. So what that means, we're gonna bring one arm out and the opposite leg out. If you haven't done this before, you could always modify by just bringing an arm out. So let's go ahead and extend your favorite arm of the moment. Mine will be left. Bringing it out, nice and smooth. You can stay right there, or you can bring your other leg. Well, I did the same side, that doesn't work. Okay, bringing one arm out, the left arm, and the opposite leg out. I remember doing a class and I had a student who did that for the whole class and they didn't realize it because of where they were positioned. When you do the same arm on the same leg, it's very hard to balance. But he did it like a champ. I don't know how he did it. So breathing in and breathing out, you're lengthening your body, imagining someone's gently pulling your wrist and your leg, gently pulling you out, stretching your body. And we're gonna add a little fun. So we're gonna bend that back leg. There you go, you can see my foot. And you can bring the other arm behind. You can always place your hand on your hip, or if you're feeling flexible, you can reach your hand back on your leg. Find that sweet spot. You're kind of doing a crossbow with your body. And breathe. If possible, lifting your chin up. Because when you're hunching down, it changes the angle. You're getting a stretch along your thigh. And let's go ahead and gently release. Whew, feels good. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch sides. You can always shake out the other hand if it's feeling a little stiff. So we're gonna bring the opposite leg out, so left leg out. Opposite arm out. Now, when you're in this position, you can gaze down toward the ground to keep your spine nice and long. Breathing in and breathing out. So we'll take a few big deep breaths here. One more big deep breath. Exhale, and let's go ahead and bend that back leg. Reaching the toes up toward the sky. You can stay right there if that works best for you, or bring the other arm back, or you can reach the hand back onto your foot. Again, you always modify, do what works best for you. I don't want you to get bruised and beaten up from doing yoga. That is so not cool. Breathing in and breathing out. Keeping your chest open. One more big deep breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And gently release. All right, let's go ahead and move into a little butterfly. We'll take a little, I've been talking too fast. We'll bring our feet together. So a nice butterfly, you can bring your feet as close to your hips or as far away as works. So like my husband, he's not very stretchy. So his legs go out kind of far. That may not be the case for you, and that's totally cool. Do what works best for you. Breathing in, we're gonna gently lower our torso down toward the ground. Your back's nice and smooth. I like to imagine you can roll a small Hot Wheels car right down your back. If it gets caught on a bump, then lift up, that's okay. Breathing in and breathing out, we're just opening up your thighs. If your beverage is nearby, feel free to grab it. And if it's not, no worries. Feels so good. All right. So while we're stretching, let's continue on with the idea of what it can mean to be beloved strong. Sometimes I think we make ourselves small to feel holy. You know, if you ever struggle with, I'm too much this, I'm not enough that, when I do blank, it's overwhelming to other people or whatnot. And I think a struggle, and I have this struggle, you're not alone if you struggle with this, is that we're thinking of ourselves instead of the one who made us. We're focusing on we're focusing on serving ourselves. And I don't think it's always intentional. Let's go ahead and move into the straddle stretch while we're here. So we're gonna bring our legs out. Again, you may be super stretchy and be able to bring them out really wide, or you may not, and that's okay. There's no shame here. Finding a comfortable spot for you. Your toes are pointing up toward the sky, and just gently walking your hands out as far as you can comfortably go without feeling like you're ripping something. A burn, breathing in and breathing out. And we'll just take a few big deep breaths here. Don't worry, the planks are coming. But basically a question I have is acknowledging that we rock at something really going to make God look bad? I don't think so. I think it depends on our mindset. So there's a book I've been reading through, made for this. I'll share it in a post afterward, where we're walking through Joseph's life in Genesis. So if you know the story, he was a spoiled guy, well, spoiled last-born son, who then became a slave, who then became a prisoner, who then became the governor of Egypt. An obvious career path, right? Joking, but along the way, he had opportunities to use his gift to interpret dreams, one of his many gifts. At the beginning, he was at home, he was sharing dreams he had with his family, and he wasn't coming at it from good intentions. Like, how likely is it that if you tell your family, I dreamed that you all bowed down to me, that's going to be something they're excited about. Over time, though, again, he had that journey, becoming a slave, becoming a prisoner, becoming the governor of Egypt. His story changed. He became more humbled. Let's go ahead and come up nice and tall. And we're going to move into our plank, so don't fear. I know you've been concerned. So we're going to move out nice and long. Your hands are shoulder width apart. Your back is straight. If this is ever too much for you, you can always modify by moving on your hands and knees. Always modify. Again, take good care of your body. It's the only one you have. So moving out, we'll take a few big deep breaths here. So basically, in a nutshell, when Joseph's in prison, he learns to start giving credit to God. Maybe he learned before then, but basically he learned to give credit to God for interpreting dreams. And along the way, he eventually actually gets to interpret a dream for a Pharaoh. Isn't that amazing? Let's go and turn down to one side. I'm gonna do a little arm stretch. Resting your arm, resting your legs. We're gonna reach up nice and tall, strong, breathing in, giving your arm a bit of a break. And release. Let's do it 2 more times. I'm really distilling this story. We'll do it 1 more time after this. Reaching up, nice and long, stretch. Breathing in and breathing out. And release. Okay, so we're gonna move back out into that plank. We're gonna rotate onto one side, lifting an arm up. Now that may be a bit too much for you, and that's always okay to modify. You can rest that bottom knee on the ground. We'll take a few moments there if that works better. Breathing in and breathing out. And I apologize for rambling, but the basic gist I'm trying to give is eventually Joseph learns to give credit to God. And let's fold down. And let's go and move into plank again. We're gonna switch sides in a moment. Breathing in and breathing out. Excellent. Okay, I do want to give your arm a stretch because I forgot about that, my bad. Let's go ahead and move. So we're doing a side stretch for that other arm. You can just flip over to the other side, but I won't so you can see me. Bring your arm up, nice and long. Breathing in and breathing out. That shoulder's being gently pulled up. And release. Let's do it 2 more times. Breathing in, reaching up nice and long. You're stretching out your shoulder, stretching at your side. And gently release. Last time here, breathing in, we're gonna reach up nice and long, relaxing your bottom shoulder. You don't wanna get a crick in your neck from doing a stretch. And release. Okay, so I'm gonna flip around so we can do the plank on the opposite side. My back will be to you, so that works out with the camera. So again, hands are shoulder width apart, nice and smooth. We're gonna rotate up. If you're new to this, you can always rest that bottom knee on the ground. Always feel free to modify. So reaching up, let's take about 3 big deep breaths here. 1, breathing in, breathing out. Relaxing your neck as much as you can. 2, 3, and gently release, folding down. Let's thread the needle, and then we'll move on from planks, just a teaser. So we're gonna bring our arms out, and you'll gently slide one arm right underneath the other like you're threading a needle with your arm. You can rest your head on the ground and breathe. One more big deep breath here. And when you're ready, we can release. Gently bring that arm out. We're gonna thread the needle with the other side, so gently sliding it through, palm up, right underneath your arm. You can rest your head on the ground. Imagining someone's gently pulling on each wrist to stretch your body, lengthen it, you're warming up your back. One more big deep breath here. And when you're ready, let's come up nice and tall. Let's do some more stretches and then we'll wrap it up. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. So we're gonna go ahead and move into a forward bend, nice and simple. So you're gonna bring your legs out, toes are pointing up toward the sky. You can place your hands on your knees, if that's as far as you can go, on your shins, wherever works best for you, and just gently walk your body out and relax. You'll feel a pull right along your legs, lengthening your body, breathing in and breathing out. We'll take a few big deep breaths here. Briefly, picking up again with Joseph. I apologize if it seems a little bit all over the place. That's not my intention. Joseph gets the opportunity to interpret Pharaoh's dreams and help him out. And consistently, Joseph is like, the only person who can interpret dreams is God. He's using me, but the only person who can do it is God. And the big thing I've been thinking about is, what if Joseph didn't choose to use those tricks? What if he decided that it wasn't worth it? If he'd be making himself look too special or too whatever? Like, what would be different? The world would be different. Because, you know, when Joseph does it, he saves people. The Egyptians, surrounding peoples from starvation. He saves his family. He also gets a job promotion and gets a wife, so that's cool. And he also ultimately gets relationship restoration. Pretty amazing, right? But if Joseph had decided not to do that, the world would be totally different, most likely. Breathing in. Okay, last breath here. I could stay here a long time. So, and when you're ready, let's go come up nice and tall. We'll sit up. Again, finding your comfortable position for sitting. You can sit cross-legged, you can do butterfly, do whatever works best for you. Let's take a few big deep breaths here, and then we'll savor our beverages, and we'll wrap it up with a few things we can learn from Joseph in a nutshell. So breathing in. Let's go do some arm stretches while we're at it. Breathing in, reaching up nice and tall. And you can exhale, flow your arms down, just relax. They've been working hard, you've been planking. Inhale, breathe. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Feels so good, doesn't it? Okay, so go and feel free to grab your beverage. You can always close your eyes and just savor it. Enjoy the moment. We're not gonna overcomplicate it. going back though to the idea of living beloved strong, there are 3 lessons we can learn from Joseph. One of them is don't be a schmo. So basically, early on when he tells his family about, oh, I had these dreams about everyone's in our families bowing down to me and worshiping me. That wasn't a good way to use his strengths. It wasn't a great way to use his gifts. And it actually was a trigger point for him becoming a slave. So awesome. So basically, don't be a schmo. And then another is giving credit to God for your strengths. That's a recurring trend we eventually see throughout Joseph's life. And so many other people in the Bible about they're using their gifts. They're being called to fulfill great purposes. And they give credit to God. They realize where it comes from. And then the last one is use them. You've been given these gifts for a purpose, for an amazing impact that only you can make. And if you don't use those gifts, if you don't use your strengths, the world's missing out on an impact that only you can make. So don't be a schmo when it comes to your strengths. You don't need to be a jerk about the way you're using them. 2, it'll really help if you give credit to God for using them and that he gave you them to use, to enjoy, and to glorify him. And 3, use your strengths. It doesn't benefit anyone if you're burying them in the ground. Parable. Or you just decide not to use them because you're too scared. You're missing out on a lot of potential. So I could keep rambling, but that's not really helpful for any of us. I just want to remind you, beloved, that you can live intentionally with passion and purpose as God's beloved. I'm so glad you got to join me. I'll be sharing a replay afterward with additional links to the book I referenced and resources and scriptures to just encourage you that you can live beloved strong because you are beloved. Thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to seeing you in another pep talk. Have a great day.